what he's saying is that there has been found a poem written by a famous poet who had lived before the Prophet Muhammad, on whom be peace. That poet's name was Imru Qais. And that out of this lengthy poem, 4 verses are very similar to 4 verses in Surah Al-Qamar in the Quran, Surah 54. Ayah number 1, ayah number 29, ayah number 33, ayah number 46. So the place where he got this reference is in a book by William St. Clair Tisdall. This is where he refers us to. He says that once when Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet, may Allah be pleased with her, recited this surah of the Quran, a daughter of Imru Qais said, "Hey, wait, you know, what you're reciting there, that's part of my father's poem that you have stolen, or that your father has stolen." So to give us the details, the evidence of where he gets this from, he quotes us a book by William St. Clair Tisdall, a book entitled The Original Sources of the Quran. Now that book, fortunately enough, is in the University of Toronto library. And I have obtained a fax copy of a page from that book, the very page that he is referring to. And the page shows the poem here, you know, the poem from Imru Qais. And it says that actually there are many defects in the Arabic of this text, which it would indicate that Imru Qais didn't write
in the poem.
Yes, in the poem. You see, the author here, William St. Clair Tisdall, has reproduced the poem, right? And tells us that the poem itself has some serious defects, some mistakes in them. And that would indicate right away that Imru Qais didn't write this, because Imru Qais was an excellent writer. He was one of the literary geniuses of his day. He wouldn't write a thing with mistakes in it, right? But what is more is that, you remember that story about the daughter of Imru Qais saying, "Hey, that's my father's poem"? You know, this author here, William St. Clair Tisdall, mentions that story, and then he says, right here, this tale is probably false. And then he gives a good reason from a historical point of view why this tale, this story, must have been false. Why it is probably false. So now, Dr. Shorrosh refers us to this page, and we go to the page and we find that the story that he's talking about is probably false. I mean, can we be more disappointed than that? You know, we expect, you know, if somebody has something to say against Islam, then it should be something factual. You know, after I read a missionary attack like this one on Islam, you know, my faith in Islam increases. You know why? Because I feel that if there was something wrong with Islam, these guys would have pointed it out.
Definitely
And they would have said, you know, look, there's something wrong in